you know, a lot of times it'll be, we've all heard the one crease or the two, all that. I want him to learn how to, where he wants to pass.
She was talking about that.
And just allow him to carry that thing. See how he's kind of chewing on it and playing with it? If I'm sitting there and I'm putting it tight in there, I just lost communication. Because then it means a whole lot less. For instance, when I touch here, it means a whole lot less if it's already tight. You know, I want to be able to ask him with as little pressure as possible. And one of the things that I really like to do, and I've seen the opposite many times. So if I pick up this whip, what does it mean to most people? Most horses, if I pick this whip up? Yeah. I want it to mean stop your feet. Okay? So, because if I hit this on the ground, it's scary to most horses, right? Most horses would have just wheeled around and took off running. I want the opposite. I want, when something scary happens, for nothing to happen, right? I want me to tell him. So if I tell him, see how responsive that was? I gave him just a... There he responds. Let's see what happens. As soon as he stopped, he got nervous, okay? Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stick with this and try to get him to stop moving his feet. Try to get him to stop. Because I want to create confidence that that's how you stop it. If you stop moving,
I stop
and
moving.
get calm and quiet,
He stops moving, you stop bouncing.
then I stop. And work through it. And the biggest release of pressure is me getting away, right? So I'm going to bounce right here again. Okay. And watch, every time it'll get less. Okay? And he's like, hey, wait a minute. So what I want to do is I want to create that confidence. And how I'm going to do it is just simply teaching. Okay? So there, that time there was nothing. And look at his thoughts. They're going with me. Okay? Because I'm focused on it.
And that's, I mean, it does get you through temporary short term, but that's not a long-term solution. And those things will fall apart later. It's not if, it is when. In fact, we get so many people who want us to do tune-ups because their broke horse is falling apart.
But a broke horse can.
Oh, a broke horse doesn't fall apart.
No, a broke horse can. A trained horse can. We like to say we build horses, we don't break them. Because you can wear him out and get all kinds of neat little tricks done. But it'll fall apart 2 weeks later because he doesn't actually know what's going on. He's just tired. Okay? And so, like with him, I'm going to focus on, I'm going to ask him to move forward. See, I'm squeezing with my calves. As soon as he does, I release everything. Okay? Because I want him to walk around here confidently, knowing the answer. Okay? See how he's kind of still short? There, it's starting to loosen up. But I'm not going to ask him of anything else until he stops again. There. I'm going to ask again. I'm going to release. Okay? One of my favorite things to do with any colt is just get them responding to goes left, right, stop, back up. It's one of the most rewarding things I think that you can do with a young horse, because I've seen a lot of guys stop their horse by, like yanking and pulling. Look at how soft he is right there. I'm not going to stop holding until he stops, okay? I didn't pull any harder. I didn't do anything except for wait until he made the decision, okay? And notice how this is his second time for me to be on his back. And see how he's giving me his nose and he's really trying? That's what I'm looking for. I want for ride number 2, really ride number 1, which he was, I want ride number 1 for them to be soft and willing. Okay? I focus on getting them soft on the ground. I focus on getting them soft on their nose, on their sides.
Can I point something else out too?
Yeah.
Notice how he didn't run him around before he got on. So we get this question a lot. Well, why didn't you, round pin him? And that's a good question, but there's a really important answer, and the important answer is
on a tired horse.
we don't train tired horses.
We want them fresh.
We want them fresh.
I want all the thoughts. I want him to tell me that he's scared of that. If he's tired, he's not gonna tell me that. He's just gonna ignore it. Okay? Do you see how we walked past it that first time and he kind of just looked at it? But I'm just gonna try to focus on getting him to think. The whole preface to good horsemanship is getting their thoughts to go where your thoughts are. Okay? And look, I thought about this a minute ago, and look where he's at. Okay? I turned him right there, but I didn't make him come over here and check this thing out. But because everything I've done is focus on his thoughts. Watch what happens when I turn him back towards it. Okay? Because every time I've released right here, it didn't look like I did anything different, right? When I walked around here, I was pretty loose. But because I relaxed, just taking a deep breath sometimes, these guys will totally just go.
Look at him dropping
Look
his
at how,
head.
this is a second ride 2-year-old, or 3-year-old. That's not, like he could fall asleep right here. That's what I'm looking for. Notice I just held until I got a response.
You didn't pull harder.
And look at that. Moved his shoulder over. That's the first time I've asked him for it. And look where he wants to go. He wants to go. It's so easy to teach a horse where they want to be. And that's what I was talking about, teaching them to, when you teach them to do barrels, it's the same principle. If every time you go towards a barrel, you settle in and relax, they'll go, oh yeah, I know what to do here. I've got a 3-year-old over there. Every time he goes to cut a cow, you can feel him go. And he just kind of gets in the ground, and you can feel his whole body loosen up, and that cow starts moving. There's not a tense part of it until the cow moves. Because then he's controlled by where that cow goes, right? And so I'm not getting in his way. If I'm not in his way, then he can do his job. And, so many times I see colt starters or horse trainers or just anybody, first thing they do is they get on their horse and they start moving circles. Look, about 25, 30 circles, their horse starts to sweat a little bit, and all the edge comes off of there. And they're like, all right, I got my warm-up done. Well, that warm-up just told your horse, every time that lady or that man gets on me, I'm going to have to lope 30 circles. So I might as well just get it out of the way.
So they get charged.
So they just want to go. They want to go. They want to go. Instead, I'm gonna warm them up slow and smooth. Okay? Once I get him relaxed like he is now I'm gonna ask for more.
But also I want to add, are either of you two in sports? Okay. Do you warm up by sprinting a mile?
No. You warm up by stretching probably.
Mm-hmm. Warm-ups should never be fast. Ever. Which is a foreign concept to some people, but
look,
you have to
he's
think
even
about
wanting
it.
to come over here.
So just think about that whenever you're warming your horse up. It needs to be slow. Pick things like yielding their shoulder, yielding their hip, walk, and trot. I wouldn't go faster than a trot.
So notice, I'm not changing anything. See how his response changed? I'm just going to keep asking until I get another little response.
He's like,
Then I'm going to give him a release. Then I'm going to go right back to, all I'm asking for is that trot. There. Okay?
he released.
Notice how I didn't steer him anywhere? I let him figure it out. Okay?
You're not trying to micromanage. You're just
Look at that.
That was immediate that time. Yeah.
Notice how he's going to settle in here. He said, oh, that guy leaves me alone if I'm just trotting around. So I want to be able to teach him that when I ask you to trot, I want you to trot until I ask for something different. Okay? I'm not going to do anything
Until he changes the answer.
Notice how every time he gives me what I'm looking for, I go right back to just nice and loose. And I don't care that he's kind of all over the place. What I want is forward motion. I can work on getting a handle and all that over the next 30 days. And if I do this, then I'll teach twice as much in half the time, because he's actually learning that this is the answer. Okay? He's learning that there is an answer. And just, when he started to put his head down and kind of throw a little fit there, all I did is just start squeezing with my legs. I said, no, that's not the answer. Okay? I only add pressure when the answer's not right. When it is, I'm gonna loosen it up. Okay. Let him coast around here. I think that a horse needs to be able to settle in comfortable in a long trot. Regardless of where he wants to go, he needs to be comfortable doing that before I can ask him to something else. Because right now, I could steer him all around, but then I'd be making him heavy, okay? And so like even there, he kind of pulls a little sassy butt. I'm just gonna add pressure until he starts to settle back into a little long trot, and I'm gonna release. Anytime he starts to get sassy, I'm gonna pick up my hand and I'm gonna add a little pressure. Letty, get out of here. Out.
Letty, come on. Come on.
I don't mind the goat. There he's starting to settle in a little bit. And he was looking at you for a second, now he's looking over here.
That one's
This
good.
is why I thank God for night latches. This is that drill, because I can do this. If I do this for the first 5 rides, then I can come in here and I've got a pretty much easy going horse, because he knows he's just going to get right on that edge and he's going to long trot. And he's going to do it nice and smooth. Here's fine. He wants to lope, that's fine. I just want him to be able to move forward comfortably.
The goat didn't even move.
That's what I noticed. The goat's not bothering him either.
Well, she's been his pen pal. Literally for off
So,
and on for the whole 6
once he
years.
settles in here, and here's another great thing that I like to do. I'm going to add pressure every time he gets next to that horse. Because I'm already starting to work on buddy sourness. I'm going to take it away as we get further away from the horse.
No pressure at this end.
Yeah, no pressure down here, all the pressure down there, okay? Because what I really want is for him to make the decision to trot some circles down here, where he just kind of wants to stay down here. Because his first reaction is going to want to be right next to that horse.
So he adds
So,
pressure, adds.
I'm going to change that to want to go
She's
down
like, I
there.
gotta get out of here.
Okay? When he starts to come this way, I'm going to relax. So now I'm starting to work on a stop before I ever asked him to stop. Okay? Because I'm working on forward movement, I've never asked him to stop before.
He wants to roll.
Whenever I go to ask him to stop, it's going to be super. Look, there he went the other way. So I'm focused on stop. His thoughts are on you, right? They're can't lie. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You holding on? Good.
Moon up there.
Moon
Are
up
you
there.
serious? But that's the beauty of it. If I focus on his thoughts, because a horse will, wherever a horse's thoughts are, that's where his feet are going to go. So now his thoughts are going to go down here. And they're not right next to that mare.
I'll push you.
They're actually
I'll
on
push
here.
you high.
Okay? And that's just fine. But I'm not done because I just want him to settle in to a nice little trot. Notice he doesn't want to go down there now. He's like, I think I like it better down here. It's a lot more. I can steer him over there, but he doesn't want to go down there anymore. He's like, oh, I liked it better over there. So what I want to create is that balance to where he wants to be over there. I'll let him find that answer. I'll let him find the answer right here in the middle, but I won't let him find it there next to that mare. I won't let him find it anywhere next to his pen until he wants to be just right down there. Then I won't let him find the answer there, and I'll let him find it here.
You'll change the answer.
I'll change the spot, and then what'll happen is he'll be hypersensitive to what my legs do. So a lot of times at ride number 6 or 7, I'm stopping colts just by taking my legs off. Because they're going, I'm listening. Oh, he stopped riding. I can stop and stand. This is the spot, okay? So if I'm going to ask him to trot again. I'm going to tell y'all about 2 seconds before I take my legs off. And we'll see what his response is already starting to be. Okay. So he's already starting to pick up on things. And this is the second time to be ready, right?
That's amazing.
So what I want to focus on is just let him say, all right, that was kind of cool. I don't know what I did, but it was cool. And notice, second ride, most would be like this. Feet seated, holding on for dear life, praying that they stay where they're supposed to. Okay? But instead, I'm teaching him that go means go, and stop means stop. Okay. Okay? So it's as simple as letting them find the answers to the problem. You know, if we always do our children's homework and our kid goes to school, they don't know. But if we help them to find the answers, then whenever, say they're in a test, then they know the answer, so they don't have an issue giving it. They're not going to fail because they know it. Attitude that I felt, that's just unwillingness that I'm trying to will out of him. Okay? It's okay that he didn't want to go. In fact, I'd be disappointed if he didn't have some kind of brain of his own. You know, that then you can't do anything with him because it's right before but like with him, whenever he did same thing a couple times now. He keeps getting right there, turning back this way. I'm fixing to take my letters off. But guess what? We found another horse. I'm going to add pressure. I'm not going to steer him away. I'm just going to add pressure until he goes away. And then I'm going to take it off. If he wants to go back, I'm going to add pressure. If he wants to go away, I'm going to take it off. Okay? Their first couple rides are literally me teaching them how to be responsible. I might help him just a little. But notice how he's starting to get to the middle of this pin and stop. That's what I'm looking for today. I want him to think, I don't want to buy that horse because there's a lot of pressure. I don't want to buy that horse. In fact, right here, he's giving me a little bit of release every time. Okay? And notice I'll loosen everything up and let him sit here for a second. Because I'm not really done. I just want to reward the right thoughts. He said, I don't want to buy that one, I don't want to buy that one. Let's try right here in the middle. And here in a second, I'll step back on and I'll ask him to trot around. Once he starts that really nice fluent movement, regardless of where he wants to go, I'll step off and be done. But until I get a nice fluid movement, then he still doesn't understand. He's still guessing. He's playing the guessing game. Okay? And notice I like front and back snug. Remember how he was to get on that first time? That time I didn't have to hold the reins. You know, it's as simple as where their thoughts are, their feet will be, and his thoughts were constant, so he didn't have a reason to leave. That's pretty fluent. Notice he went that way. That feels really good. There, I'm not having to do much. That is exactly where I would want to leave him. Because tomorrow, when I go to step on, he's going to want to be right here. Notice, almost on a straight line both times, right in the middle here. And I could just take him out of here real fast, or I can let him think, because what he wants to do is think. He wants to lick and chew, he wants to put his head down, he wants to be comfortable. I just want to let him settle every time before I start to leave, and it'll create a quiet, confident, willing partner. Right now that doesn't want to leave. You know, a lot of times, one of my main frustrations comes from a horse that doesn't want to be. I'm going, oh man, ranch horses ought to love that. That's a soft and plush ground. They can just, it's a lot of fun in there. You know, and for instance, my red horse, he's